Alright, so I'm back, and today we're going to do a re-review on WeirdWolf. Now, I don't know what I rated him before, because for some reason YouTube would not connect for the previous video I did on him, so all the more reason to do another video. I don't know if it's just me or if it's everybody, but for some reason it's not loading. So, anyway, here he is in his wolf mode. Pretty cool. I actually really like this wolf. Yeah. For posability in this mode, his head does go up and down. It doesn't rotate. I wish it did. The jaw opens and closes. Front legs are on ball joints, so gets a decent range of motion. Because of this top kibble here, it doesn't go out as far as I would like, but it does go out far enough. He does have a swivel on his arm, bends at the elbow, and his paw does pivot. Back legs again are on ball joints, so good range of motion there. He does have a ball joint on his knee, so that moves around pretty freely, and his foot does pivot. So yeah, he's pretty cool. He likes to sit down though. I don't know why. The ball joints feel really stiff, but as soon as I put any weight on it, he does go down to a kind of a crouching pose. So I don't know what's going on there, but anyway, he's pretty cool. I do dig him. But let's get him into robot mode. Well, first off, if you come up here, open this little panel here and this panel here, you can pull the little headmaster dude out. And there is his little headmaster. Arms swivel, bends at the leg. It's got a swivel joint there, and he does have a knee bend as well. So he's the same as Chrome Dome's head, essentially. It's a different mold, but posability is the same. To transform him, what you want to do, you want to bend him right here, and then you move the arms up like this, and then you fold the legs down. Same thing like Chrome Dome's. And then with the visor, you want to pull it down, you want to pull it out, down, and then it just kind of sits like that, and that's his head. So pretty cool. Simple. Now for the wolf, you want to close these panels back up, and then you want to split the legs here like this, pull the sword out, set that off to the side, and then what you want to do is you rotate this around like so, and then collapse this in, and do the same thing over here, just like so. And then you rotate this piece around, and this will form the front of his leg, and you just fold the paw up, or you want to rotate the leg around. Let's see, how do I do that? Rotate the leg around like this, and then you rotate this back, and then there's two little pegs here that'll plug into the legs like so. So again, rotate this around, then this will slide around, and then that will peg in like so, just like that. And then what you want to do is you want to pull these panels out just a little bit to kind of give it a little wiggle room, and then you open up the chest, open up the back joint, this panel will come out. And just like this. Now, last time I did this review, I was pretty looped up on some medicine, so hopefully this is coming off a little bit more coherent. If you guys even saw it, I don't know if you did or not. Rotate the waist so that it, it's looking like a robot here. This panel will plug in down here, and this will come down. Fold the head up, and then you can collapse this panel in. Rotate the arms down. This little dew claw comes down, and it swivels around. Again, dew claw comes down, swivels around, like so. And there you have his robot mode, the body of it, and you just take the head and you plug it in. And you might have to move that head back a little bit of the wolf head, and you just plug the head in, and there you go. Now, I really like this figure. I think he's a great figure. The first time I reviewed it, I didn't give him a very good rating because I thought I played with Brainstorm first, so that's why. And Brainstorm is by far the best figure that in this line. I mean, just easily the best figure. Anyway, so he's really cool because of the fact that his whole torso feels very loose and like really shoddy built until you put it all together. And once you put it all together, it's just really sturdy, and it's like almost like a block of plastic. It feels really nice in robot mode. Getting to robot mode, it feels like loose, and it's like, oh man, this isn't going to go together very well. But once you get it together, it's awesome. It's not like the Stunticons where you sit there and you try and fiddle with it, and you're bending plastic to make it work. You don't have to do that with this guy, and that's really awesome, man. That's unfortunately that has to be a plus to this guy because of the fact that they botched the Stunticons so badly. So posability, his head does rotate. When you do it though, the headmaster kind of tries to come undone, so you'll have to, like, if you move it, you'll have to just repose the arms. But yeah. Shoulders are on ball joints, so good range of motion there. Again, this top piece kind of gets in the way a little bit. He does swivel at the bicep, bends at the elbow. He does have another swivel below the elbow. Fingers can move out and the thumb can move up. That's more for transformation, but it does work. So swivels at the waist. His hips are on ball joints, so good range of motion there. They do feel really stiff on mine, so that's why that's not moving that far. Swivels at the thigh, bends at the knee, and then the toe does have a little bit of a pivot there as well. So pretty good range of motion there. All in all, it's a really great figure. It's a quality that Hasbro would not be able to do without going into a masterpiece style of a figure. Size comparison, here he is next to the Seeker mold. So the Seeker mold comes up, he's a head taller than him, so he's as tall as him without the headmaster. And here he is next to some other headmasters here. See how he stacks up there. So they're all about the same height, with the exception of Warden here, who was massive. And that's just the core robot. That's not with all the armor add-ons. So there is that. He can hold his sword. It actually just plugs into the open slot at the bottom of this paw here, or on this one. You just slide it in, and then you put the dew claw down, and it just kind of, he just holds it. I mean, it's pretty simple and self-explanatory there. He does have these little bits that you can fold out, like this one here, and what you can do is you take the sword and open it up, and you can just feed the sword. There's a little peg there that goes through this little slot there, and you can just feed that through. Close it up, and now he's got his sword kind of holstered. It's at a weird angle, so I don't like to use these because, I mean, it's just straight back. Looks pretty goofy to me. And then he's also got them up on his shoulders as well. So you can pull this out, and then the sword will plug in up on top here. And it just kind of hangs off his arm. I don't like that much. I think it's a weird angle that they put it in. Like if this was more at a slant, more on his hip, so that his sword would be like this, that'd be cool. Or even if it was down here and that came out and it was just slanted ever so slightly, you know, that would work. Or if it was on the shoulder or on the back and it would clip in like that, then it would be cool. But having it pegging, you know, the way it does, it, you know, it's just, I think they failed on that part. But the figure itself is pretty solid. And, you know, I always have my Decepticons or Autobots. I have all my Transformers holding their weapons. I don't have it just clipped on the side. So all in all, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. I think he's a pretty great figure. I do really enjoy having it. If it wasn't for the Stunticons, I wouldn't have this bad taste in my mouth for Fans Project and have this desire to get rid of them all. But yeah, he's pretty solid. I do really dig him. And again, his head can fit on Brainstorms. Brainstorms can fit on anybody's, and Codes can fit on his. But Codes cannot fit on Brainstorm. So I guess Code is just not smart enough to be on Brainstorm's head. So anyway, that's Quadruple U Fans Project, or WeirdWolf. Really great figure. One thing I wanted to talk about when I was doing Code here is, you know, we've got the Wheeljack mold from Prime that for the Transformers Collectors Club coming out with a new head, and I think it looks pretty cool. The problem with it is the fact that the head is not a headmaster. He comes with a target master, but that's not a headmaster, so I think it's kind of weird that they would do that. There is a BotCon WeirdWolf out there as well, using the Cybertron Wolfang mold. It looks cool, but not as cool as him. So I guess my question of the day, because I don't really ask those very often anymore, is are you okay? Are you guys okay with headmasters not being headmasters and being target masters instead? I am not. I'm not a huge fan of headmasters to begin with, but I think by making it a target master instead of a headmaster, it's kind of a fail for me. So what are your guys' thoughts on that? You know, I'd prefer the BotCon WeirdWolf over the Chrome Dome using the Wheeljack mold, because even though he's not a headmaster, he's not pretending to be a target master. And you can always just imagine it being like, oh, he's WeirdWolf before he was a headmaster. You know, I'm okay with that, but I'm not okay with this one being a target master. It's just weird. Really weird for me. So, anyway, that is WeirdWolf. Let's set those guys off.